In October 2021, a woman approached the police with a chilling allegation. She accused David Carrick, a serving officer in the esteemed Metropolitan Police, of rape. This solitary voice, bravely breaking the silence, triggered a chain reaction. The investigation that followed unearthed a horrifying pattern of abuse. 12 more women, emboldened by the first, stepped forward with their own harrowing accounts. Each story, unique in its details, echoed a common theme. David Carrick, the man sworn to protect, was a predator hiding in plain sight. These 13 women, unknown to each other, had suffered in silence for years. Some endured his cruelty for months, others for over a decade. Their stories spanned the length of Carrick's career, painting a grim picture of entrenched abuse. The initial whisper of one woman had become the roar of many demanding justice and accountability. The case sent shockwaves through the UK and beyond. How could a police officer entrusted with upholding the law inflict such horrific acts? The public grappled with the unsettling reality of a predator operating within the very institution meant to protect them. For many, particularly those already wary of law enforcement, the case confirmed their worst fears. The Met Police, already facing scrutiny for its handling of violence against women and girls, found itself at the heart of a scandal. The case served as a stark reminder of the institutional failings that allow abusers, even those in positions of power, to operate with impunity. The question on everyone's mind was simple yet profound. How many more David Carricks were out there? The heart of the prosecution's case rested on the harrowing testimonies of the 13 women. Each woman, a survivor in her own right, recounted her ordeal in chilling detail. Their accounts, though delivered individually, resonated with a disturbing consistency. Carrick's modus operandi became clear. He used his position of power to intimidate, control, and silence his victims.
One woman testified about being locked in a cupboard under the stairs, her cries for help muffled by the walls.
Another spoke of being forced to call him sir and obey his every command.
Financial control, isolation tactics, and relentless psychological manipulation were recurring themes in their stories. Each woman, in her own words, painted a picture of a man who thrived on control and derived pleasure from inflicting pain. The consistency of their accounts, despite their isolation from one another, was striking. Carrick, it seemed, had perfected a blueprint for abuse, confident in his ability to silence his victims. He had underestimated, however, the power of their collective voice.
Uniting against their abuser, these 13 women found strength in their shared experience. Their courage in coming forward, in reliving their trauma, sent a powerful message. Perpetrators, no matter how powerful or well protected, will be held accountable.
Their testimonies were a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of believing survivors. David Carrick's crimes were not simply acts of physical violence, they were calculated assaults on the very core of his victims' beings. He meticulously crafted a web of control, using his position of power to trap his victims in a cycle of abuse. Carrick understood the weight of his badge, the fear it instilled, and he wielded it like a weapon. He used derogatory language to demean his victims, stripping them of their dignity and self-worth. He isolated them from their loved ones, making them dependent on him for basic needs. He controlled their finances, their movements, their very lives. Carrick's reign of terror extended beyond the bedroom. It permeated every aspect of his victims' existence.
This calculated manipulation made it difficult for the victims to recognize the abuse for what it was. They were trapped in a fog of fear and confusion, conditioned to believe they were at fault.
Carrick, with his charm and authority, had perfected the art of deception. Behind the mask of the upstanding officer, however, lay a monster. His crimes were not impulsive acts of passion, but rather the deliberate actions of a predator who derived pleasure from the suffering of others.
His guilty plea, while offering a small measure of comfort to the victims, did little to erase the scars of his abuse.